This is the exact setup that got traders off guard back in January 2025. I spent the whole day at the charts to understand what's gonna be the next move for crypto. So today we're gonna take a look at the US shutdown, some on-chain data analysis for crypto, and of course Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. Welcome to Crypto Predator, hit the like button and subscribe. So the first question is, how can a shutdown influence Bitcoin and crypto? And after I made some digging, I noticed that there are two major points that we can analyze based on the shutdown. And the first one is, of course, increased volatility. And the main reason for that is because we're gonna have economic releases suspended. If that happens, everyone is going to be trading and investing at your own terms. The second point that I want to talk about is the reduction in government spending. When the US government announced that they are going to reduce the spending, the first thing that can happen is the macro is going to get weaker. If investors across the globe cannot trust the US, that's going to reduce the credit conditions. And finally, as a consequence, it is going to squeeze liquidity. So here's what we can expect for today. If this shutdown is going to have a quick resolution, the damage is going to be minimal. So we can expect Bitcoin to continue its trend. The second hypothesis is if that shutdown actually prolongs a little bit. In that case, investors are going to start to flight for safety. And they're going to put their capital into gold and silver, for example. And the last worst scenario is if during this shutdown we have a major credit or fiscal stress. If that happens, we're gonna have a deeper uncertainty and as a consequence, deeper correction, plus much more volatility. And this is exactly why I'm closely watching the M2 global liquidity and the M2 growth and borrowing rate. Because as we can see right here, the M2 is actually consolidating a little bit and failing to hit new all-time high. And at the same time, the M2 rate is actually declining. And I'm gonna start to get quite worried if it gets around 4, at around right here. Because usually when that happens, we are going to see a rally to the downside. It means much less liquidity being put into the market, and that's going to affect Bitcoin and crypto prices in general. So that brings a lot of potential to a downtrend. And if we take a look at the liquidation heat map, we can see that we just got a lot of short liquidation wrecked right here at the 118 and 119 level, which is making a huge amount of liquidity being accumulated to the downside right here. That big amount of liquidation is actually from 50 to 100 times traders leverage. And that's why I'm a strong advocate of using low leverage to trade, because that's gonna give you much more room in order to see the price fluctuate and place your strategy reducing your losses. In addition to that, we can see that traders in general are starting to get confident again. We just moved out of the fear level in the fear and greed index, moving back to the neutral level, which is actually making everyone more confident for a bullish scenario. And whenever we talk about bullish scenario, we have to talk about the ETF inflow. We had a sharp drop right here at the previous weeks, and right now we are starting to climb back up. So institutions are putting more money back into Bitcoin, so we can expect the price to continue to go up. And now, here's the thing. We just finished September on green. And while everyone was calling for a bearish September, I said on around 2 or 3 videos away, I can't remember exactly when, that the fact that we had a bearish August, the probability of a bullish September was quite high, and that exactly happened. But accordingly, we can expect a quite bullish October. The question right now is how much of bullish can we expect from October? If we take a look at previous years, we're gonna take around 10%, 28%, 5%, 39% at 2021, which was a third year of bull run after the halving. And then we have much more around 10%, 47, 33. So here's the thing. We can estimate a little bit here at around 20% of return. And if we take a look at the chart right here, this is how much of increase we can expect for Bitcoin in October. Now let's see right here, October 1st, and then if we have a 20% increase, that's gonna take us to around 136,000, which quite interestingly is going to match my forecast that I set to you guys a couple of weeks ago. Although I was expecting a sharper drop to the downside right here, it actually didn't happen, and I think that the possibility of that happening again is quite small. However, just like in January earlier this year, I am still expecting some sort of correction in the short term before we break new all-time high. And the possibility of that happening is going to increase tremendously if the shutdown prolongs and we have a more credit and fiscal stress. In the meantime, we can confirm that we had a weekly cycle low right here, when the RSI also got around the 35 level. And the question remains how much of a correction we can expect in the short term. And right now we are on a turning point on the Bitcoin price. Right now the price is ranging at around 118,500 level. And if on the daily chart we sustained a close above this line with a strong volume, we can expect only a strong bullish momentum from here. But if that doesn't happen, here's what we can expect in the short term as a pullback. Right now at this level and this level, I see a huge imbalance probability. And as you know, whenever we have imbalance, the price tends to go straight into it right next to the order block. This order block right here was not strong enough to break this change of structure right here, so we can make it invalidate. So right now this is the strongest possibility of an order block in which I expect the price to go straight through the imbalance and grab more liquidity here, and who knows, maybe a sweep and continue to go up. The same way for Ethereum, we had this line right here, the critical line that was broken by this order block, but it failed. And right now I'm expecting the price to get as further down as this level right here, and then we can continue the bullish run for Ethereum. Solana is also ranging at around a critical price level right now, and if we don't have volume to break that level, we can expect the price to come back down for liquidity. XRP situation is also quite critical because it is still far away from the swing high where we're going to define the change of structure, although it had already got enough liquidity right here at this region. So my bullish bias on XRP is still not confident enough. I'm going to wait until the price moves with more intention before placing a high probability order block. Tell me what you guys think about the shutdown, and on the comments also tell me if you think that's gonna be bullish or bearish for crypto. Thanks for watching, see you on the next video.